afternoon. Welcome to the Summer Wars Q&A session.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah! Come on, big ups for Summer Wars.
Woo! Yay!
I am Charlene Ingram. I am the brand manager for Summer Wars at Funimation.
Yay, yay!
And I like that, West Side. But with me are the real stars of the show, some of our cast and crew for Summer Wars. We have next to me the voice actress for Natsuki, Brina Palencia. And next to her, the voice actor for Wabisuke, J. Michael Tatum.
Sexy! Again.
Yeah, I know, right?
You had to pull that, didn't you?
Yeah.
You had to pull that again.
Cousin love. That's for later. And last but certainly not least, the scriptwriter for the English adaptation of Summer Wars, Mr. Patrick Seitz.
Not worthy!
He made the words that they could talk pretty. Yes. Yes. So we're going to, Brina and Patrick do need to leave us about partway through the panel, so we're going to start with the Q&A session. So bring all of your questions about Summer Wars for our lovely cast and crew, as well as myself, and we will answer them for you and give you a sneak peek to the inside world of Summer Wars.
Question.
What's it about?
Good question!
You're a jackass.
It's a good
It's
question.
a good question. Thank you. Thank you.
See?
Me too.
Well, as soon as I get video, I will show you guys a trailer. Summer Wars is it's too complex to say in a couple sentences, but it's a story about being connected. It's about being connected to your network, be it your online network or your family network, and how those two work together to make, the bonds of humanity that are so vital to us as human beings. There's an online world called Oz that is like Facebook meets Second Life meets on crack. It's everything in an online community. And people have moved their entire online businesses, their entire online being, governments do their business through this network of Oz. And a virus gets inside. And everything goes awry. On the backdrop of the main character Natsuki's grandmother's 90th birthday, and her keeping a special promise to her grandmother by bringing a fiancé before grandma died. The guy designated to be the fiancé didn't know anything about this. So, you got a little, it's a little bit, of the proposal meets the social network, meets the Matrix, meets everything, with absolutely beautiful character designs. And yeah, the short version is Summer Wars is about networks and why they are so valuable. For the rest of it, you'll have to see the film. Good question, though. I guess it's a good thing to start with. Like, what's it about? It's about stuff and junk.
Has anyone here actually seen it?
Does it not rock? Is it not absolutely gorgeous? Like, beautiful? Yeah? Hello? Are you out there? I see you. Come on, clap. Scream, something. See, there you go. We all saw it ourselves for the first time a few months back. We had a little cast party at Brina's place, and Mike McFarland, the Dub's director and producer, this is his baby. He loved this show or this movie, and we got to watch it. And none of us had seen it before. We'd just seen the pieces we'd recorded, and not one of us didn't cry. At least twice. We're all we kept making fun of each other because we kept crying, and we're like, you boys, stop it, don't look at me. It is a really profoundly just amazing film. It's funny and clever and beautifully written, so smartly written. It's one of the best dub scripts I've ever encountered myself, and Patrick is just freaking amazing. Because Patrick is not afraid to play up the Japanese references, and there's a lot of that in this film. There's references to a lot of cultural things that I know nothing about, and yet They're not glossed over in the dub at all.
Well, and you did a great job, Patrick, of still making it accessible to an
Exactly.
American audience that doesn't know a lot about Japanese culture. You really did. It was awesome.
It certainly didn't hurt that it rocked to begin with before I ever got my grubby little paws on it. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. It was already beautiful, and it was just in another language.
And when I got to see the second time, because it had a limited run in theaters in our area, all over the place actually, but it came to a theater near us, and we went to see it, and getting to watch it a second time, and I will watch it many, many more.
I've seen it 5 times.
Show off!
I hate you. There's a lot about, I mean, it's so cinematic. I mean, it's a proper movie. Like, it feels like there are so many moments in that when you sit back and watch it, they're just so artistically done, so beautiful that it is really, there's a lot in there that kind of yields itself the more you watch it. It's like, you can't get everything there is to get about that movie just from one viewing. You really have to watch it again and again. And you want to, because you love the characters and you love the design. Oh my God! If you're human, I should say, you love the characters and the design. Like if you have ever had feelings for another human being.
Brina, that's you.
She was speaking in Morse
When
code.
it was in theaters near me, I took my mom to see it.
My
Oh!
mom would see it
Who
too.
doesn't know anything about the internet? She knows there is an internet. She'd be able to find her way onto it if you were like, here's a map to Kinko's. So I told her, like, okay, this part's on all the crazy stuff's on the internet, they've got little characters, and the rest is real life. And that's all I had to tell her, and she loved it. So if you're looking for something that you can show your friends or family who are perhaps not anime fans, to show them, like, look, it's not all tentacles and robots and swords.
Hey.
It's actually a moving story.
Yeah. And a lot of anime has these. It's a nice little gateway.
Do you want a picture?
Yes, I'll pick someone. You in the front with the flippy cam.
Okay. I have 2 questions. One, for those of us who haven't seen Summer Wars, describe your characters to us. And number 2, it has nothing to do with Summer Wars, but I gotta know, who would win in a badass butler fight, Tatum or Steve?
I think we all know the answer to that question.
It would be me.
Yeah, it would be Brina.
As far as our characters, I play Natsuki, and to me, her entire story is all about her relationship with her grandmother, which was really important to me because I was really close to my grandmother, and she passed away 3 years ago. She helped raise me along with my mother, so that's her. Every motive, everything that she does is inspired by her grandmother. So it's a really special character to me because of that, and I dedicated my whole performance to my actual grandmother.
Yay!
And it's a brilliant performance. It absolutely is, but I don't want to give you too much of an ego. I play Wabisuke, who is her uncle, and he in the family, and it's a huge family, so like it's hard to keep track of who the hell everybody is because it's just this generation after generation, and they have the grandmother is the matriarch. She's like every decision is kind of made through her, and that was kind of my grandmother as well in life. So that's one of the reasons I find the movie so touching because I'm like that was I identified it a lot with the way the family depended on the grandmother's insight and her just strength. Wabisuke is kind of the prodigal son. Hasn't been around for several years, like a decade or something. Like he ran out to America. He's not really blood related. He's half blood related, I suppose. He is the illegitimate son of the grandmother's husband, who's been passed away for years, and he was around as a kid. She took him in, and without any, just unconditionally loved him and took him in and raised him. But he kind of never felt accepted, I guess, by the rest of the family. So he went off, and he comes back, supposedly just by coincidence, and it just happens to be, on the weekend of her 90th birthday. And it's clear that he loves the grandmother, but he's very, very stoic about it. And he's kind of a jerk. Like at first, he treats the rest of the family like crap. He doesn't really respect any of them, and then
Yeah, he even
treats her like crap. Yeah, treats her like crap too. But they have he and the grandmother have kind of a relationship. Like they kind of like to bust each other's chops a lot, and they both have the same kind of. You get the idea that the grandmother kind of looks at Wabisuke as being a younger version of herself when she was young, because she's got that same independent streak that she eventually developed into the ability to raise her family. And as the story goes, without giving too much away, you learn things about Wabisuke that are just like, oh, you son of a, But then, like with all the characters, they grow and develop, and your feelings for them change over time, multiple times throughout the film. And their relationship because Brina's character totally loves her uncle and like looks up to him, even though he's kind of not been around and doesn't really pay a whole lot of attention to her. And it's kind of a sweet story. But yeah, I loved the relationship he has to all the other characters and the grandmother. Well, he's gay, but he's a douche. He's a total douche.